Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're having a beautiful day so far. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Thank you for tuning in to this channel today, for sharing your beautiful, unique core soul frequency, and in doing so, quite literally being a co-creator here of this reading and on this channel. So I'm really feeling pulled to the Star Seed Oracle deck to start off today's reading. And the card we have here is the Great Severing, and it's in the reversed position here. So I'm feeling a lot of heavy and dense energy that could be causing someone to feel a bit chaotic recently. I'm hearing spiritual warrior. You are, whoever you are connecting with this reading, a spiritual warrior in this world. And just as a warrior will go out onto a battlefield, you are in the same way putting yourself out there in the world. However, just as a warrior can become tired or wounded through battle, you in a sense have begun to absorb some of the energies, some of the vibrations of collective unconsciousness or people around you who may still be living in a lot of fear. In fact, that word fear is really standing out here. I feel as though you are one who has been planted amongst many others who may be living in very heavy fear mentality, and you have been planted here in order to show a higher way, in order to assist them in dissolving that fear into freedom and into love. But at times, you do become fatigued simply because of the vibrational environment, the frequency environment of the fear that you may be surrounded by, potentially even on a daily basis. This could be family members, people that you work with, friends. And of course, this doesn't mean not to connect with these other people, because for many of you, you feel guided to these places and spaces to be that beacon of light, to leave a positive imprint and to make your impact in that portion of the collective consciousness. However, I do feel your guides urging you to remember to take time for yourself, particularly to clear your energy. And the guides are also saying that while you might do certain rituals to clear your energy that you feel guided to, for some of you that could be taking an Epsom salt bath, that could be meditating, speaking affirmations, reading, doing yoga, getting out into nature. But these rituals are simply a way to put yourself in a time and place where you are both alone and also able to sense into your own energetic field. And simply by being apart from these other frequencies, sounds, vibrations, being alone, taking that time on your own for yourself, whatever that looks like for you, and giving some attention to your energetic field, again, whether that's through your physical body, through meditation, whatever that is for you, you are naturally allowing that energy clearing, clarifying process to take place automatically. But I do see that for some, it may be difficult at times to remember to take this time for yourself because you may have a lot of responsibilities to other people, or perhaps recently you've become a bit busier interacting with others, or you may have spent more time around others recently. And as I always say, I do channel many different people through these readings, so the messages coming through here may not necessarily connect for you. And if that is the case, simply leave them here and trust that the messages are reaching someone else who is aligned with them. So I am going to pull a Moonology card deck here, a Moonology card from the deck here as well. Today is Friday the 13th, which carries a really interesting energy, an energy of chance, of, I'm hearing taking some type of leap, going out for yourself. And right as I was saying that, the card, a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. I'm hearing that this day particularly holds a really powerful energy, and my guides just keep calling it the energy of chance, like taking some type of chance. And they keep saying this is a chance for yourself. So although this day itself might not feel that significant at the conscious level, it is in a sense an opportunity to make some type of choice within yourself, within your own mind, that will ultimately shift you in a way that you will see the profound impact from in the coming weeks and months. So I am going to channel some more energy from this particular message. So what is this chance that someone is taking for themselves? I'm hearing that if there's been something in your life that you have felt called to do, to create, to be a person you've been feeling called to connect with in some way, I'm hearing this may have been like a nagging sensation, almost as though your guides may have been whispering to you about something recently over the past weeks, saying now is the time to do this particular thing, to create this thing. On this Friday the 13th in January, you're being given this push to actually make some type of decision or take some type of action to really solidify you on that path where your guides may have been pushing you for a long time. And they're saying this may be something that seems very small on the surface. So if you've been thinking about applying for a certain job, this could simply be filling out your application, even if you don't yet have the courage to send it in. This could be if you've been thinking about pursuing, let's say, a music career or creating a piece of artwork. It could be taking that first step by yourself to kind of begin to set that creative project into motion. This could be simply affirming something or making some type of choice within your own mind. And again, the key about this is it feels that for whoever I'm speaking to here, you've been getting nudges in this direction for quite some time. And today may be an opportune day for you to kind of push yourself into some form of action or some affirmation in your mind that solidifies you along that new path. Although my guides are saying it's not really a new path, this is something that you've been considering doing for a while. And I feel that for whoever I'm speaking to here, whatever this thing is, it feels as though the only thing that's ever held you back from aligning with the timeline where you are highly succeeding and highly fulfilled doing this particular thing, whatever it is for you, it feels like the only thing that's been inhibiting you may be absorbed fear consciousness or fear mentality, absorbed doubt from others that may have caused you to question whether you were capable or worthy of having or doing this particular thing. but your soul has always known that this is a path for you, the path meant for you, because it is very aligned with you at a deep core level. It feels like a fulfillment of a certain aspect of your soul. I'm hearing your guides say you can have it all. You don't have to limit yourself, because I almost feel as though I'm hearing self-negotiating. Like, I don't know who I'm speaking to here. This feels like a very specific message, but it seems as though someone may have had this very grand dream, perhaps in childhood, when you were younger, or in early adulthood, and you may have somehow negotiated with yourself or chosen a path that didn't necessarily fulfill every aspect of that dream, but it somewhat provided you a sense of fulfillment or happiness, or perhaps it brought some level of abundance into your life. And you may have believed the lie that society tells us, that you should just be happy with whatever you have accomplished, and that those unfulfilled aspects of that dream were somehow something that you had to negotiate out. It's so hard to find the words to describe this very strange energy, but it's almost that word compromise is coming out. Like you made a compromise with yourself because you thought, okay, I can be fulfilled in this aspect in my career or in my work or in my relationship or in my life, but I have to sacrifice this other aspect. And what shifting into this 5D consciousness is teaching us is that every aspect and angle of our soul's pure desires can be fulfilled. And whatever this is, it feels like a very pure soul desire. For some reason, I'm hearing giving up, like you may have told yourself that you had to give up certain aspects of this dream or certain parts of yourself that are longing to be fulfilled through this dream, because maybe you told yourself that it was distracting you from some other form of work, from a job, from a career, from your family, from your relationship. I don't know what exactly this is, but it's almost like you told yourself certain aspects of this were a distraction and had to be given up, or that you couldn't have everything here. But the higher level truth that you are coming into and aligning with is that you don't have to sacrifice certain aspects of this very grand and beautiful dream that really my guides are wanting to call a vision. Because when we call something a dream, very often we are thinking that it is fantastical and therefore unreachable. But the thing about this dream is it's actually a vision, meaning it's something that was given uniquely to you. And I'm getting kind of emotional because it feels like there's a lot of emotion wrapped up in this dream, and it's probably something you've wanted for a very long time. This feels like a vision because it's something that was planted in your soul divinely, because it's something that you incarnated here on this planet to do. And through doing this thing or creating this thing, you are destined to make such a huge impact on this planet. Even if on the surface it doesn't appear to be an inherently spiritual endeavor, it is highly sacred and highly spiritual, and you are powerfully shifting others. I'm hearing even in the beginning stages of stepping into this dream, even when you feel as though in the beginning perhaps you are taking steps a bit shakily, even in those moments, simply setting your sights on this dream or goal is already powerfully shifting the collective consciousness, because it is sharing this energy of love and of freedom and of abundance with others. Even if what you're doing is painting or gardening or cooking or creating music or pursuing a certain job or creating a business, whatever it is, my guides are really emphasizing that even if it doesn't look like something you would traditionally refer to as quote unquote spiritual, it is highly spiritual. Every aspect of this human experience is highly spiritual because it's what we chose as souls, but especially this endeavor because it's actually part of your soul's inner contract, what we sometimes call your soul's blueprint, what you came here to be or do or share with the world. So what I'm seeing here is the thinking woman reversed and cornucopia in the reverse position. As you embark on this path to fulfilling this dream, whatever it is for you, you are going to be required to bravely release those aspects of your mind that want to know the details of exactly how every aspect of this is going to unfold. I'm hearing it's going to surprise you. It's not going to follow the path that your mind might think it's going to follow. And in connection with that, you are also being required to release your need to see the evidence of it before you apply the effort, before you apply the energy, because as humans, we are often taught to only put energy in directions where we are immediately seeing a physical result. But you are being required to, just as we materially might invest finances, you're being required to energetically invest yourself into something that may at first in the physical appear to be moving slowly or perhaps not at all. Trust your soul. Trust where you're being led. Trust where you're being guided. Trust the feeling of exhilaration and joy and excitement and a deep coming home to the self that you feel as you embark on the doing or the creating of this thing that again is just so profoundly fulfilling a soul purpose for you, and that evidence physically will come. But a great amount of faith is being required from you at this time. We also have karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. I feel like this whole reading has taken such unexpected turns. I didn't really anticipate any of these messages coming through here. I just saw the number 1717. Okay, so I'm hearing that for whoever I'm speaking to here, when you begin to embark on the creating or the doing of this dream, there are going to be people around you who are highly triggered. And this is actually part of your soul contract with these others. You are going to be triggering them into a greater perspective, into healing those aspects of themselves that are still living in fear. But I'm hearing that you may be someone who doesn't like to make waves, that doesn't like to upset others, and perhaps part of why you haven't pursued this dream in the past is because a part of you has felt as though it would be selfish, because you are aware that in the doing of this thing, there are going to be others who are triggered or who do not like what you are doing or like what you are creating. You may fear this criticism either on a general scale, meaning you might be sharing your work in the public eye in some way or posting it online, and you might fear criticism or a lashing back from others. Alternatively, this may be highly specific. I'm getting for many of you, there may be a certain person in your life who you know intuitively, I'm hearing, is not going to like you sharing your truth through this creation, through this endeavor, through this project. And therefore, maybe you told yourself that it was selfish. But I'm hearing that in the sharing of your truth, you are activating truth in others, and you are pushing those who are living in non-truth, those who are living in some kind of an illusion or a lie, to awaken to the truth within themselves. But truth, my guides are saying, is like medicine, and very often medicine can be bitter, and the truth you are sharing might taste bitter to others, but it is still very healing to them at a deeper level. And I don't know why I keep picking up that someone might be writing a book or making music or creating something or just sharing something publicly that could be triggering someone in your life or from your past who doesn't necessarily want you to share your truth, because it is like this bitter medicine to them that temporarily leaves a bad taste in their mouth, but actually at a soul level is the fulfillment of a karmic contract with them, because it is dissolving the karma between you. It is allowing this person the time and space for a deeper level healing. I know that might just be for one person listening, but I'm just feeling someone's guides pushing them to speak their truth, speak your truth through whatever this is, through this project, through this endeavor. Share your story. I'm hearing that for some of you, whatever this thing is, involves being raw, being vulnerable, sharing very raw parts of yourself with the world. Again, whether that's through an artistic piece or music you're creating, or whether it's through a book, whether it's through even a business or sharing yourself online in some way. It feels as though this involves opening parts of yourself to the world that could be really triggering to others who are still afraid to show their own true self to the world. With the thinking man upright, yeah, this represents ego. And I see that your greatest obstacle, and perhaps this has been an obstacle in the past, is that when others project some of their own doubt or fear, either consciously or unconsciously, you might empathically pick up on it, and it may cause you to cease the creation of whatever you're doing. For example, if you're posting something online, someone may leave a negative or cynical comment, and this might cause you to question, am I on the right path? Am I leaving a positive impact on others? Or someone in your life may project doubt onto you on this endeavor that you are doing. And I'm hearing that whenever that happens, it is very important to fortify yourself, to be strong within yourself. And I see that, in fact, a core within you energetically has been strengthened over recent years for this purpose. I'm specifically seeing the solar plexus, your seat of self-worth and self-confidence, has been radically fortified by your guides, by your higher self, through coordinating your life path in a particular way in recent years, where you may have gone through a lot of trials or tribulations, challenging times, but ultimately this has been for the purpose of fortifying your sense of inner strength, your confidence in yourself, so that now at this hinge point moment in your life, you could finally share this gift, this dream, this vision that's been planted within you with the larger world. Wow, very powerful messages coming through this reading today. Again, I know this will not connect with everyone, but if this is for you, I hope these messages are reaching you. I am going to be pulling a Rumi Oracle card today, and I am going to be asking what else the Divine Feminine listening to this reading needs to know at this time. By the way, for whoever is connecting with this reading, I will be channeling more in depth on our beautiful Soul Tribe community through Patreon. So in that extended reading, we will be channeling more messages from your spirit guides, from your higher self, about this very pivotal moment in your life, what I call the hinge point moment, where you are being shifted and aligned in a powerful way onto this path that is really the fulfillment of certain aspects of your soul that I see may have been left unexpressed for a while. So if you are connecting with this reading and you would like to join me for more detailed information and messages on Patreon, the link to the Patreon reading is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. But for now, I pulled the card Enter the Garden of Delights from the Rumi Oracle deck. So let's go ahead and read a message from this card. You have been granted entry into a sacred space, a sanctuary for worship. When the soul is well acquainted with love, life becomes a temple of love, the sacred space in which the soul can grow powerful through expansive worship of love. You are being invited by your spiritual brother, Rumi, to enter into life, to commit to coming alive, even if at times this feels deeply challenging. Sometimes, a part of you may rather stay locked in an illusion of security for a time, perhaps expressed through the preference for what is known over what is unknown, what is familiar and comfortable compared to that which is unfamiliar or uncomfortable. To tussle with the parts of us that would deny aliveness is a natural part of growth. It can seem so risky with such potential for heartache, and yet what could be more heart-wrenching than the slow death of a precious human soul suffocated by fear and inertia? This is the greatest risk of never really and fully being born into this world of wonders. To come alive requires shedding of so much adherence to the fear of death. The Great Brother whispers wisdom into your heart. You have heard it, felt it already. You have been through much death, dear one, around you, within you. You have known this dark angel. That is why you are so full of life. The garden is here now, to be touched, tasted, seen, heard, felt, inhaled, and loved. Put your worries behind you now, and step into your divine inheritance. So that feels like a beautiful place to close this first reading here on YouTube. I know this was a bit of a unique reading today. These messages just really wanted to come through very strongly for someone. So if this reading was for you, I really hope it reached you. If so, we will now be heading over to Patreon and channeling more details and information for those of you connecting with this reading. And as always, the link to the Patreon reading is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love today, especially on this beautiful Friday the 13th. I hope you have an absolutely magical rest of your day and weekend, and I will talk to you again in Monday's reading.